Hello Power Rangers Dino Fury fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today we're going to be taking a look at the second wave of basic figures for Power Rangers Dino Fury. So, kind of the full wave. I mean, these are the only two new figures in the wave. The Gold Ranger and Void Knight figures, which I'm very excited for both of these here to continue the Dino Fury basic figure line. But, you know, there is two other ones in the wave, technically. The wave is getting a re-release, refresh of the Red Ranger and Blue Rangers from the first wave. So basically the first wave was Red, Blue, Pink, and Boom Tower. The second wave here is basically the same thing, but if you replaced Pink with Gold and you replaced Boom Tower with Void Knight, so you still get a villain and 3 Rangers. But what's very interesting is that we are starting to see Wave 2 show up in stores, and they have seemingly corrected the Dino Fury Blue Ranger figure. Some people have spotted it in stores with the blue paint, where there's supposed to just be blue plastic on his helmet there. So they actually thankfully corrected that. But these are, like I said, the two brand new figures that we're getting here. I love Hasbro's basic figure line. Of course, these are $10 figures. I think they might be going up to close to $12 now with all the different price increases, because that's not just affecting Lightning Collection, it's affecting everything across the board. But I like these a lot because not only do we get characters like this before we would ever see them in Lightning Collection, but of course we also get them in the same scale, roughly, as Lightning Collection, and they're pretty good. I collected the entire Beast Morphers line, and I'm getting all the Dino Fury ones here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. I've had Gold for so long. I've had this for over a month at this point. Never bothered to open it because I was waiting for Void Knight to arrive, and then he did, and I was up on campus and everything. But now I'm back home doing some videos before I head back up there again. So, taking a look at Gold here, he's definitely the weaker of the two in the wave here, because not only did they not paint the white on the kind of V lightning-ish pattern on the chest there, they also just repainted him from one of the other male molds, because he still has a morpher on his wrist when he doesn't have a wrist morpher. But speaking of his morpher, we do have his morpher gun there, and the blade, which can combine just like in Soldier. And then you get his Dino Fury key, which we will take a look at in both the morpher and the Megazord. And on the back, there he is, the Gold Ranger. So who has yet to debut on the show just yet, but the international spoilers are beginning, so he will be here very soon, so you're probably going to want to pick him up to continue your team, especially if you're getting the Amazon exclusive 5-pack, which is where we're getting Izzy and Hobby this time. But here is my most anticipated figure of not just this wave, but of all the Dino Fury figures so far, and that is Void Knight, Gaisolg from Soldier or Super Sentai Strongest Battle. And I absolutely adore this suit design, and I've wanted a figure of this for so long. The only other figure that existed of it was the Yudo figure that came out during Soldier, but that's a pretty small figure and everything here, but this one is really good. They gave him Ranger level articulation for the most part, as we'll take a look at, and not just villain articulation. We also see his sword there, which is basically what we can expect with the Dino Fury Chroma Fury Sabers in the 5-pack. And he does have his shield, which, where is that hiding? Oh, it's behind the key. So, you do get his shield behind the key there. And, yeah. So let's go ahead and open these up and take a look at them. Alright, so here are the two figures out of the packaging here. So let's go ahead and start and take a look here at the Gold Ranger. So for the most part, I think it looks really good. I think they captured the kind of gold color pretty well for the basic figures. I mean, it might not be like perfectly metallic gold, but I think it's a pretty decent color. I mean, a like Lightning Collection version of this would obviously do it a little bit better. But for, you know, if you have the red and blue basic figures, you basically know what you're getting with this. It is essentially just a repaint of that with the Gold Ranger helmet. But like I said, they did leave the molding for the Russell Changer or Dino Fury Morpher on his wrist there, which is inaccurate because in Soldier, which I'm assuming will be the same case in Dino Fury, this is his morpher. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I do know what happened there. That was just Hasbro wanting to use some mold reuse and everything like that. But articulation-wise, it's all still the same. So the heads are basically on a ball joint, so they can move all over the place. You can move the arms out so far. You can rotate them all around, you know, like that. You can bend them at the elbow. No hand articulation or anything like that. You can move the feet out like that, up and down. You can rotate them around here, and you can bend them at the knee. So, you know, not too bad articulation-wise. I mean, for all of these, you know, like I said, it's basically going to be simpler than a Lightning Collection figure, you know, but same kind of scale and ish and everything like that. So taking a look at the weapons here, I already kind of looked at the Morpher Blaster thing. I don't think we really have official names for these for Dino Fury yet. So just keeping in the whole theme of the gold plastic, they did cast this completely in the gold plastic. It should be blue, but you know, I get it. It looks fine. I understand why they do that. And then you have the blade here, which looks really nice. I do like that. And then in the show, he can combine the two of these. And you can see right there, there's the peg to slide it in just like you can in the show. So you can slide them in there and combine them, which I think is really cool that you can do that. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And then of course we can just take them and we can slot the Morpher in his hand. Just kind of have to, you know, stretch out the hand a little bit since I just took it out of the packaging. Same thing with the sword. Just kind of stretch his hand a little bit. And then you can stand him up. So there is our Gold Ranger, looking pretty good. I'm happy with that figure, and it will look really nice once we have the whole team. Granted, I wish that the paint was a little bit, you know, more accurate there, and I wish he didn't have the Morpher, but I guess if you wanted to angle him the opposite direction and not see the Morpher, it wouldn't be so bad. Then taking a look at the key here, we'll take a look at them in the Morpher once I'm done with both of the figures, but it looks nice. You have the reflective holofoil sticker that we've had on all of the other ones. You get the Gold Ranger head there, which will pretty much be the same head that we're going to get with the Mosa Razor Zord when we get that in 2022, but that one will be more, you know, like the combining Zord versions of these, where they have the articulated ball joint-ish head and everything like that. So, but yeah, we'll test it out in all the toys. Let's look at Void Knight. All right, so Void Knight here is looking pretty great. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of paint, you know, more detail that they could have had, but like I think these are painted in black on the suits, the little triangles back here, but like, this looks fantastic. The sculpting is really good. I'm just really happy to have a really nice looking figure of Gaisolg, because I love the suit design. I love Purple Rangers. We don't get figures of them so often because we don't get them so often. And I know he's not a Ranger technically in Power Rangers, but he is one in Ryusoulger. He is a good guy there towards the end, so maybe that will happen here. Who knows? I would actually either like Hasbro to do it, if it appears in show or not, or I might just do it myself by buying a duplicate, but I would love to turn this into Russo Brown, you know, repaint the suit and everything like that. I think that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, take a look at the actual Dino Fury figure for it. What's really nice, you know, going over the articulation points, is that for whatever reason, the other villain figures in the basic figures for both Beast Morphers and Dino Fury couldn't do that. Like the Cybervillain Blaze figure from last year could not do that and everything. So they gave him like Ranger level articulation in this villain figure, which I really, really appreciate, because yeah, you want to get him into like dynamic poses and such like that. And maybe foreshadowing to him being a official good Ranger later on. Who knows? If they're giving him Ranger articulation, is that good guy Void Knight confirmed? Who knows? But I think this looks really cool. I'm just, like I said, in awe of this figure. Here is his sword, which, you know, it's pretty accurate. Obviously, it's more purple and stuff on the show, but like, I get it. Just a generic gray one is perfectly acceptable for this. If I can get it into his hand properly. There we go. I also got the shield in his hand, which was a little bit difficult because I had to kind of pry the hand open and also slide the little handle in there. But when you do it, it looks fantastic. And I love that we have this figure here to either pose with your Rangers or against your Rangers, regardless of, you know, depending on what season you want to do. But then here's the key, which is actually a really interesting one. So in Ryusoulger, there is a key for him. When he turns good, he gets a key that he uses in his sword to transform into him, like any other Ranger would. And we kind of got that here in the Dino Fury toy line, so you still obviously get that kind of reflective holofoil and everything, and you do get the kind of side profile of the helmet there, like you do on the Ryusoul version. But the back, this head is not what is on the back of the Gaisolg version of it in Ryusoulger. There, it's just his face, like, you know, kind of like you would for the Megazord face. This one, though, is actually the head. I believe it's actually a repainted version of the head from the summer movie mecha from the Ryusoulger movie. So I don't know if we're going to get that mecha here. It would be relatively easy. It's just a repaint of the T-Rex Zord. But it is interesting that that's the head that they picked here, because I know that some fans really wanted that mecha to become Gaisolg's like mecha in the show. and that just never ended up happening. So it's interesting that Hasbro has picked that head for the Void Knight Dino Fury key. Alright, so let's test out the Gold Ranger key in the Morpher. So you get like electric sounds, which makes sense, because his like armor power-up is the yellow lightning one, so makes sense here. Let's test out the Void Knight key in the Morpher. So it sounds like you like corrupted the Morpher kind of, because it's an evil villain key, so that's pretty fun. Alright, taking a look at the T-Rex Champion Zord from the other day, we can take out the key that comes with that. And here is the, if I can get that to slide in, the Gold Ranger key head on there. So, looks solid. I mean, obviously it's going to look better when we get the Mosa Rex actual Zord version of this key. But, you know, you can do this for now if you want to. So there's that one. And we can also take the Void Knight key and slot that one in there. And I think that one looks pretty cool for like a evil Megazord head. I do like the purple and red kind of combo there. So yeah, that looks pretty cool as well, and it's fun that you can do this kind of things with those. And so it's going to be nice to see us get more figures and kind of give the, there's the Morpher turning off in the background, kind of get more variety for the Zord heads. I knew I would probably get some people to ask, and I don't have any Lightning Collection figures with me that are out of box, because all of them are up on my campus right now. But here is a Spectrum Dino Fury or Dino Thunder Red in box, and you can see that they are essentially the same height. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but the basic figures do scale pretty well with Lightning Collection figures. So if you want to get these as either substitutes or to go with them, I highly recommend both toy lines at the same time, because, you know, half price than these, but they do scale and look pretty nice when you get them all together, especially when you get them in dynamic poses. You kind of don't really notice as much the different kind of body mold types that these have. But I figured people would be curious and want to see that if they don't already know the scaling. Alright, so I can definitely recommend this whole second wave here, or at least these two. I can't really recommend the, you know, blue and the red restocks unless you really want to track down that corrected blue helmet. I totally understand that. He is being corrected the paint-wise in the upcoming Amazon exclusive 5-pack, which is how I'll get the corrected Blue Ranger helmet figure. But if you want to track that one down, you can. You can probably skip the Red Ranger. But yeah, as of right now, this is the only way to get these two. Obviously, our next basic figures should be out by the end of the month, which will be the Black and the Green Rangers in that big team pack. So I can definitely see you wanting to get these in preparation for that, because all you really need is these two and that, and you'll have all the figures so far. And I think all the figures that are coming out for Season 1. So yeah, these are great. I mean, if you like the Beast Morphers basic figures, if you liked the, you know, first wave of Dino Fury ones, then you're probably going to like this one as well. I really, really like these figures. I love this wave, and they look really good when you get the whole team together here, as I'm showing on screen. So yeah, I can highly recommend them. I will leave Amazon links in the description below for you to pick up both of these. That's where I got mine. I believe they're still in stock, or if not, they'll be in stock soon. Kind of with the case of the whole Dino Fury fall wave of stuff. And yeah, the next time I take a look at figures here, it probably will be the team pack, because they do have that on pre-order from Amazon, and should be getting that by the end of the month. So thank you all for watching this video. Of course, until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And until then, Dino Fury forever!